Welcome back, and you're watching Real Talk. Today we're joined by moms Jen Punsalan and Mariel Uyquienco. Good afternoon, ladies, and welcome to the show.
Mariel.
You know, one thing I notice about them is that you look so peaceful. Not peaceful, that's not the right word, but very poised, very calm, soft-spoken.
Yes.
Very soft-spoken.
So different from, you know, the comedy, the teachers, yung mga sa comedy, di ba? Yung mga Miss Tappy, yung mga, yung mga ganun, di ba yun? Di ba ganun yung mga ano, that's the way they depict the funny teachers, yung strict, na may glasses, at talagang, I'm going to spank you if you cannot answer. Parang ganyan, something like that.
You should see us at home. Really?
So you have three kids. And then four kids. Before we talk about homeschooling your children, what exactly ba is homeschooling for our viewers who are watching?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay, so homeschooling basically, the parents or minsan talaga the mom takes the role of teaching the kids. But it's not like school at home that you have a desk, you have a blackboard. It's really it's a lifestyle of learning.
So pwedeng sa dining table lang.
Dining
ganyan.
table, lanay. Gusto mo sa beach, pwede din.
Wow, bongga.
Or when you travel, really.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. So basically, it's learning outside the walls of the classroom and learning from everything and everyone that you encounter.
Okay, but you yourself went to a traditional school.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
me
you,
too.
same.
Yeah.
And then one day you decided, let's do
One day,
homeschool.
when my eldest was...
All your kids from the very beginning, you
Yes.
homeschooled them, or
Well, not from the very beginning. For me, it was for seasons.
So what happened?
Depends.
Yeah.
The first time I homeschooled my eldest, who's in university now, so we're talking about
Yes,
years
years
ago, okay?
How old was he then?
He was, I think, 7 or 8.
Okay.
It was actually for such a shallow reason because we had to take a trip to the US in the middle of the school year. And I was so stressed already thinking about all the makeup work that he would have to do, right? If he would miss
And he's only
a month.
7 years old? Or
He
grade
was 7 or 8. Grade
Okay,
2.
grade 2 lang yan.
Okay. So nasa-stress ka na.
Stress na,
Okay.
right?
If he were in a regular school. But then we thought about, okay, let's try homeschool this year so that we don't need to do any makeup work.
So with the homeschooling, do you have to go to DepEd? Meron ba silang certain, I mean, how does this thing go? Like, or let's just homeschool the kids and ano pa? How does this, can you explain the process?
Yeah, actually, I am enrolled with a school, a regular school that
Which
has
is?
accreditation for homeschool.
What's your
Ayun.
regular school?
Victory Christian
Okay.
International School.
Okay, and
So
then?
I'm accredited. So I get the report cards from there and the accreditation from them.
So they give you a curriculum, ganyan.
With the program I'm enrolled in, I have free hand on the curriculum.
Oh.
But there are schools who require that, okay,
Yeah,
this
they
is
follow
what
the
you
DepEd
use.
curriculum.
but before a mom or like a dad would opt for homeschooling, wala ba siyang formal training or
Can anybody do it,
Can anybody
right?
do it? Or
Because the teachers go to school for
Yeah,
that.
they take exams.
Right.
Actually, have to be licensed to educate.
It's not a actually, it is a requirement by DepEd for parents to have a college degree.
Okay.
But basically, you just have to be confident that you can teach your kids.
You don't, wala bang classes or something?
Actually, nice thing that you asked.
Yeah.
Because my company, it's called the Learning Basket. We really conduct parent education classes on homeschooling, positive discipline, and reading. So we empower parents to be able to be their children's first and best teacher. That's our tagline.
Nagtuturo ba kayo ng patience? Kasi hirap kami dito.
It's the way she talks, no?
Yung patience when tutoring your children. That's what Christine and I were just talking about back in the dressing room, right, Christine?
It's so scary. Like whenever I tutor my kids, you know, one time sometimes they cry. You know, it's really so bad. You know, but then
they
you know,
do.
sometimes they say, "Mama, you used to be so nice."
And we feel bad. I feel bad.
So you take a deep breath.
You know, tutoring is different from homeschool because first you tutor after school when the
Yes.
kids are tired.
That's true.
And you yourself are tired.
Kasi
Because
gabi
you've
na
had a long day. So it's different. Plus, you're tutoring on something that you didn't teach. right? So you actually don't know how it was taught in the
You're just
classroom.
following
That's
the
why the
teacher.
frustration happens.
Because, you know, I remembered when I was still young, my mom would tell me a different way of computing a math problem.
Yes.
And I would tell her, no, my teacher said this like this. You're wrong. You're teaching me something that's not. So my mom would say, no, this is a shortcut. Mga ganyan. But then since you were used to the traditional education, yung authority, you feel like it's the teachers who know better.
Yeah, you're
And
just
you
like
don't
my
listen
mom.
to your
Right,
So
right.
that's why homeschooling really works.
So do you think it's hard na parang from, like, kunwari, your kids would go to a traditional school and then you decided,
A switch. to
homeschool. Would that be harder than a homeschooled kid switching to a traditional?
You, Jen, you've done both.
Yeah.
I've done both, yeah. When I pulled out my son, the first one, well, he was so young. Of course, there's kind of an adjustment because
Wala
you're
bang
used.
regret for your son? I don't see my classmates anymore, ganyan.
You know what? My son is in university, and of course, all these years, my question was, did I do the right thing? Will he make it, right, to
Yes.
university? And it was answered when he graduated from high school and got into the college that he wanted. And I asked him,
Graduated high school from you.
Yeah, from the Jenny school.
no, actually graduated grade school from me.
Okay.
And then graduated high school in Ateneo.
So bumalik siya sa
Bumalik
traditional
siya,
school.
bumalik siya. And then
Okay.
university na. I asked him, do you think I should have done it differently? Maybe I should have kept you in a regular school all these years.
Or kept you home until...
Yeah,
Either or, yeah.
Yeah, but he was thankful for all the decisions we've made. He said,
Okay, so with that, what made you decide to do the homeschool?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was looking for a preschool for my daughter when she was around 2 because people were asking me, oh, when are you going to send her to school, di ba?
Yeah, no, ganyan.
So,
Pressure, 2 years old, 2 years old.
2 years old.
So I went preschool hopping, and then I saw, parang naawa ako dun sa mga bata kasi parang a group of kids, tapos we were following the teacher around, and then I realized, oh, I'm doing those things with my kids. We were reading naman, we were coloring, we were doing art, we were going around.
And then you don't have to pay 100,000.
Yes, that's right. And then every year we decide to homeschool because it's really a year-to-year thing. Eh. So whenever we see the things that our kids have learned or that they're interested in learning, parang there's something in this, so we should just continue.
Okay, so even grade 1, because the preschool pwede pa because
Yes,
it's something that we can do naman at home.
Yes.
But once you decide to grade 1, you said, no, let's try it out.
Yes.
And then it worked.
It worked. And actually, it's really all about the mindset of the parent because sometimes, sino ba nagsabi talaga na ito yung mga dapat matutuhan ng bata at a particular age, right?
But you also have a curriculum that you follow for you.
Yes,
Yeah, you said you go to Adept Ed.
No. As we are enrolled in, with a U.S. provider, so basically we are considered independent homeschoolers. So we follow a certain curriculum,
Which is in the United States.
which is in the States. But basically,
It's still up to you.
up to me, and I watch my kids what they are interested in. So recently, for
But weren't you scared na what if parang when hindi siya nakasabay dun sa mga ka-age niya, like I haven't taught my
What
kid
if I'm
enough.
a lousy teacher? No?
Yeah, like I haven't taught them enough, and then suddenly you realize na parang he's way behind his peers.
Oh, kasi you're choosing your curriculum eh. So let's say, for example, feeling mo hindi naman importante yung algebra or trigonometry or whatever, statistics for the matter, and then hindi mo ituturo yun sa anak mo, and then they'll talk about it, and then sabi ng sa mga friends, and sabi, what's algebra? Di ba? Parang ganun. Paano
ano
yun?
naman, we check ourselves against yung parang scopes and sequence of the grade level, and then
Okay,
we
so
go
you
from
do
there.
that.
Yes,
So you kind of follow din.
Kind of.
We do. And we have
Kasi sabi nyo hindi. Kaya parang...
no. Basically, we follow the scope and sequence.
Yes.
But you can add or take out.
take
Like
out.
for me
Yeah.
personally, Roman numerals. It's not relevant to this generation anymore.
What if they go to Greece? They don't get lost there. Then sige, continue. And then,
I mean, who uses Roman numerals, right?
Okay.
So I wouldn't spend that much time on this topic. I would go through it,
Point
so
it out in books.
so that basically they have the
So paano na yan? May
knowledge.
clock, may Roman numerals clock, hindi na malalaman yung oras.
No, that's part of the basic, right?
Ah, the
Yeah,
basic
just the
lang.
basics, but like 2015 in
yeah.
Roman numerals.
Minus. Di ba may minus pa yan eh? 2000.
So that's what we like about homeschool. It gives you the flexibility to tailor fit
Yeah.
the curriculum to your child.
Okay, speaking of materials, you were saying that you have a U.S. provider, and we were talking about how much a normal education costs, which are around 50 to 100,000. But you said that most of the parents hoard materials,
Yes.
and it's expensive. Where do you get these materials?
From the States,
Okay.
we order a lot. And we also have
Ano yan,
groups
online?
Online. Tapos we also have Facebook groups kasi parang one's called Awesome Book Swap. So we just buy and sell our stuff when we're done with it. But mostly we really hoard books.
So if you have a lot of kids, parang advantage yun.
Yes.
Pwede
Yeah.
pala si Christine mag-home.
Yes. Okay, so talk to me.
That's what I tell my husband actually when I want to buy a particular set of materials. But see, we have 3 kids. Sulit.
How much is that, mga ganyan?
Different eh, kasi we buy a lot of board games, a lot of books, children's books, not textbooks. We buy, what else do we buy?
Manipulatives.
Manipulatives for math.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess your homeschooling is a lot like progressive schools these days because they go one at the child's pace,
Yeah.
diba? And they allow the child to roam around. Kasi also with a classroom of like 30 or 26,
Yeah.
sometimes you cannot make two talk. You cannot
Yeah.
focus on one child na
Right.
iiwanan. But with progressive schools or maybe homeschools,
Yeah.
you're able to really more one-on-one
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
help them out. No?
Yeah.
Okay. It's been an informative discussion with our moms, and when we return, we'll be joined by Professor Ched Arzadon. So don't go away. Real Talk will be back in a bit.